I'm about down to the end of my bowl, YouTube. This is one of my Mr. Brogues. It's a church warden, and I'm out here outside. It's early in the morning. I'm going to hop into the hot tub and take a dip. I love my hot tub. Whenever I wake up sore and stuff, I just come down, hop in my hot tub, and bring a cup of coffee with me with a little mudslide in it. Take my pipe in there and sit there for 20 minutes and just enjoy my morning. That's how I start a lot of mornings if I'm not working. Because if I'm working, I have to start at 5:30, and coming out here at 4 o'clock in the morning is not nearly as much fun. This is a VR for Pastor Pipe. And he's doing a giveaway, and he's from Oregon. And one of the prizes that's given away is some tobacco from Steve Book's House of Calabash, which is my all-time favorite master blender. And so that's exciting, just that he did a video showing Steve and the shop and stuff like that, because I know you guys hear me talk about House of Calabash, so it was really kind of neat for him to do that. And if you get a chance, go and look at Pastor Pipe's, I think it's called a 100 sub giveaway, but more importantly, it's his local B&M, and that's Steve Book's place, which I would love to have Steve around me. Well, he asked us some questions, and one was, what's our favorite pipe? And you guys, I know I've shown you before, I've shown you my Ruby Dunhill. This is Frankie. She's Scarlet. And the reason she's got her name is from Gone with the Wind. Frankly, I don't give a damn, so she's Frankie. And today you saw me, I was already smoking my Mr. Brogue. And he's got Deadwood Gold in him. Or he had Deadwood Gold in him. I think we're done today. But I'll load them back up. And then I'm also, you know, I never just smoke one pipe, so I'm also smoking one of my Stanwells, one of my Colonials. He's pretty neat. There's something about his shape that I just absolutely love, and I thought that was really neat. You know, I love that kind of a bit too. So nice curve to him, nice curve to the stem. He actually sets pretty well because he's got a flat bottom, but you can't really see that little bit of flatness there. So he sets pretty good anywhere I set him down at. So he'll be filled with 965, and that's my favorite tobacco, is 965. 965, I have quite a bit of it, and some of it's been aged quite a bit. It mellows out so much, and it becomes kind of that standard, something that you can smoke anytime you want, any time of the day, and I do. I smoke it all the time. Our favorite drink? Well, you guys have seen me smoke, drinking vodka. You know that vodka is probably my favorite all-time alcoholic drink. I drink a lot of coffee. It has mudslide in it today, but I drink a lot of coffee. Iced tea, I love iced tea. I'm not much on the foo-foo drinks, you know, the real sweet drinks. So I don't drink a lot of soda pop, and I don't drink a lot of, like say, the foo-foo alcoholic drinks. I just don't drink a lot of them. And then he was asking about when we're relaxing, what do we do? Well, my most relaxing time is in my hot tub. And I hit the hot tub probably once every day, once every couple of days. So some days I'll be at it 3 or 4 times. Just depends on how I feel. It is a therapeutic. It's an Optima Sundance. And it has the therapeutic dip on it, which is just wonderful because it just really takes those knots out of your muscles and stuff. And so I really like that. Boy, my neighborhood's noisy, but it's all these little birds and crickets and stuff, and then my hot tub's making that noise. He asked about our favorite tobacco, and in my Stanwell, it's 965. I smoke 965 all the time. And when I'm relaxing, I'll take my pipes with me, and I have books all over the house like I have the 965. I mean, I have probably 3 or 4 books started at the same time, and so whenever I'm relaxing, I'll hit the music and I'll read a book. But if I'm watching TV, I'm reading a book. If I'm laying in bed and trying to fall asleep, I read a book. Books are probably my most comforting thing. Like say, I relax with a book and my pipe. If I'm not in the hot tub, I can't do that in the hot tub. I can do everything else, but reading a book's been very difficult in the hot tub. And then he asked about memories, our pipe smoking memories and stuff, and I have tons of those because I started when I was a little young person. So You know, one of the memories that I've shared with you guys was how I stuck my bubble pipe into my dad's tobacco stash, into his jars, and I got in trouble for that. So he bought me a Medico to play with, and a bag of Captain Black in the pouch, and I got to play with those from the time I was 4 years old. But at the same time, he had bought me an apple Dunhill that set up on the shelf, and when I was old enough, he said I could smoke that. And starting at about 12, every once in a while, I got to take a puff here and there, and so basically I started real young, and so my memories can go back much further than you guys, because I've been doing it for, you know, over 50 years. So that was one memory. There's the memory of my dad used to monster-proof us at night. Me and my two sisters, he'd blow a big smoke rings and then a big cloud of smoke. And my sisters and I, we would dance around in that smoke and monster-proof ourselves. And it must have worked, because we never once got hurt by any monsters. Never any monsters under our bed or anything. We always were monster-proof. So, and that's a good memory. If you are a pipe smoker and you're wondering how to introduce your kids to pipe smoking, you know, give them a nice memory with it, because at night when I go to bed and there's a little bit of smoke still in my gown, it just brings back my dad just right there, like he's hugging me. So I think that was a good way for my dad to introduce us to smoke, and for us to accept it and kind of enjoy it. And then there's one of those memories I haven't shared with you guys before, because you've seen all that stuff before, is when I was young, it was still smoking on the airplanes. It was not a big deal. And so we were traveling to Germany, I believe, or coming from Germany. It doesn't matter. I was very young. I was only like 6 or 7. And when we sat on the planes, there was only 2 across. You know, it wasn't the 18,000 across the plane. They were small planes. So there was 2 twos, you know. And my little sister and I sat right behind my folks, and then my older sister sat behind them. Sometimes we'd get it across, but usually we sat behind them. Well, I was sitting behind my mom, and my little sister was sitting behind my dad at the window. And this lady came up while, you know, my mom and dad were talking, not paying attention to us. And this lady came up, and she gave me $5 to change seats with her. So I changed seats with her, and she wanted to be up there by the pipe smoke, because the rest of the thing, I mean, you know, planes back then were like almost a haze of the pipe smoke. And she wanted to sit up there where my dad was at, because of his wonderful smelling tobaccos. And so she changed places with me, and I went back, you know, like 4 rows back, and I'm sitting there. And then all of a sudden there's this commotion up there in our seats. And what had happened is my little sister and that lady had been talking, and my mom was trying to kind of shush us, because my little sister gets really loud. And so she'd taken her arm back there to swat us on the legs, you know, just give us a little swat. And remember, she's sitting in front of this lady, so she doesn't know there's this lady behind me. So she reached around and she swatted my little sister, and then she swatted that lady. Well, when she came in contact with that lady's leg, she realized it wasn't me. And that lady wasn't expecting to get her leg swatted. So the 2 of them both yelled at the same time and jumped up. You know, so here's all this commotion going on in front of me, and I'm not paying any attention to it, because I'm really interested in what I'm doing. And I got $5, and I'm really excited about it, because $5 meant a lot in the 60s and 70s. You know, it wasn't like it is now. And, you know, I got in so much trouble, and I had to get back the $5. But it was kind of a neat memory. And when I get on a plane every once in a while, and, you know, you see all these going through security things and all this kind of things, I have to think, if that kind of thing had happened nowadays, I mean, people would have been arrested for jumping up and screaming like they did and stuff. But it's kind of fun to sit on a plane, and then all of a sudden that little memory will come back about my mom, you know, hitting that strange lady on the back of the leg, and the commotion and all that. And it was all because of how good my dad's pipe smelled, you know. So that's always a good memory too. I have so many. I mean, you know, you got to realize I grew up playing in tobacco fields and playing in forest and in among the trees and stuff, because between my mom and my dad, we really did grow up on a cellular level with tobacco and pipe smoking. So I do hope, Pastor Pipe is a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys have subbed him or not, but do go sub him. He is having a contest, and it's always fun to enter the contest. Usually I say I don't care if I win or not, but he's giving away some of Steve Book's stuff, and I love Steve. So, and local beer and things like that. And I think I love those kind of giveaways because you get a chance to travel to another place without even having to be there. It's a travel in a box. So, goodbye from Mr. Brogue. Goodbye from Mr. Stanwell. Goodbye from Mr. Dunhill. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I'm gonna go hop in the hot tub. Oh boy.